1.4 million Aussies are facing mortgage stress. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee. Let's check out this article which is discussing, well, the mortgage stress that many Australians are facing. Now, I've got one question about this that I want to highlight. Wait a minute, there we go. What's the definition of mortgage stress? Now, we read through the union-funded Oxford economic paper about the case for really a super profit tax to funnel into social housing. Now, their definition of people that would be under mortgage stress was taking about 40% of the population, or 40% of the earning population, not the 18% that the ABS definition would consider under mortgage stress. So you've got to understand, how are they playing with these numbers? What's the reality of it? And the whole, if you spend 30% of your money on housing, that means you're under mortgage stress. Isn't that a bit of an outdated concept? Because if we have a look here, I'll bring up the definition of, which one's this one? Low income. Now, it's people that are in the bottom, hang on, I've got to bring up my full screen here so I can see it. Low-income households refers to the 18% of households in the lowest equivalized disposable household income quintile, adjusted to exclude the first and second percentiles. Now, that's essentially the first 20%. And what you've got is hang on, I've got to adjust that because it's covering my face now. What we've got is the CFMEU Oxford Economics Report took the 40%, not the 18%. So it's a different figure. It changed it all up. So let's have a look at this here, guys. So the grim mortgage reality facing 1.4 million Aussies. A staggering number of mortgage holders have now been pushed into mortgage stress as interest rates hit the highest levels in more than a decade. It's estimated a 1.43 million mortgage holders, or 28.2%, were considered to be at risk of mortgage stress in the 3 months to June this year, according to new research from Roy Morgan. This is the highest level since May 2008, up 539,000. Now, I think Roy Morgan, you use a different metric, not just spending, but how much money you have left if you've got more going out than coming in. So, up from 539,000 last year, when the Reserve Bank had just started rapidly increasing interest rates from 0.1 to 4.1%. So, you've pretty much tripled it. The data is based on interviews with more than 10,000 mortgage holders, takes into account all 12 of the RBA's interest rate hikes. Roy Morgan CEO Michelle Levin said the number of Aussies in mortgage stress would increase if the RBA decided to hike interest rates again next week. If the RBA does raise interest rates again next week by 0.25%, Roy Morgan forecasts mortgage stress is set to increase to over 1.51 million mortgage holders, 30% considered at risk by August 23. Levin said. Of even more concern is the rise in mortgage holders considered extremely at risk, now estimated at 943,000, 19.6%, in June 2023, the highest for over a decade since September 2011 of 22.6%. This is an increase of over 400,000 mortgage holders from a year ago of 7.8 percentage points. Now, you have to understand, this is just people at risk. This isn't people on the brink of selling their homes or forced out by the banks. We're not at that point yet. If there was a sharp rise in unemployment, she said mortgage stress numbers could increase towards the record high of 35.6% reached during the GFC in early 2008. The RBA will hold its next board meeting on Tuesday after hitting the pause button on rates for July. A mortgage holder with a $500,000 loan has seen their monthly repayments increase by $1,134 since the rate hike began in May last year, according to Rate City Research. So let's have a chat about this one. Now, here's the thing. There's always going to be a lot of emphasis on the negative news that we have going around. And there's going to be a lot of concern about mortgages and people not meeting their repayments or people under mortgage stress. What we're going to see, and we've seen this in the latest retail figures, is that people are going to decrease their discretionary spending, they're going to tighten their belt, and they're going to do whatever they can to hold on to keep in their house. Because, well, We saw another article. The NAB is predicting pretty much 4.7 and 5% increase in the next 2 years, year on year, of housing price growth. Rates on hold. So if you can last out a couple, if you can manage a year, would you do it? Would you make the sacrifices? Would you get the extra work? Would you find the money? Or would you sell and try and get back in again? Let me know, guys. We'll have to see. People defaulting for sales hasn't increased significantly yet. It's still below pre-pandemic levels. That's the real measure right there. As always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Check out HiserBIM or HiserDoes if you're interested in my content and want to see some more. If you're a fan and want to support us, you can on YouTube or Patreon. You can use our referral links, buy our pocket squares, or call me if you need an architect. Take care, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Heiser Says. Bye for now.